Oh fuck, my bike's getting warm. It's like a seat heater on this thing. It's like when I was thinking of buying a bike, I was like, hey, should I get the Ducati 959, the new one that just came out, or should I get a Beamer or one of those Japanese bikes like the Kawasaki's or Yamaha? Not a Suzuki. I don't like the Suzukis. They look ugly. No offense to anyone that likes the Suzukis. I just don't like the way they look. Like the GSXRs. Just don't like the front light. It just looks like a giant bug. Like the Yamaha at least has a character to it. Like it's aggressive looking. But the Suzuki, I don't know how they designed that. Like it's supposed to be a sports bike, and usually sports cars, sport bikes looks pretty serious. You know, they look kind of badass in a way. But then there's Suzuki, like, hey, let me make a bug, cause why not? Cause I can. I mean, people still buy them. It's not that they're not selling. It's just I personally would never buy one. So yeah, when I was looking at the Ducatis, I was like, I really wanted one of the 959s, and I could have gotten that instead, but I was like, do I really want one? I was reading the reviews online, and everyone's like, it's a great bike for track, but daily use, like riding around the same, like this traffic, you'd be freaking boiling. Like the seat would be 3 times as hot as mine, and be horrible. Like your nuts would literally, like your eggs would literally break in your legs and turn into like sunny side up. That's how bad it is. Like shit, I'm gonna unbutton my jacket. It's so fucking hot. So yeah, it's really hot on that if you're not going fast or you're not riding around like at like a nominal speed. So I was like, I'm good. I mean, it's still a badass bike, but it's not meant for really everyday use. It's not what you're looking for if you want to ride every day. I mean, I see people around riding it, and I'm like, congrats to you, man, but it's not very comfortable in shitty traffic like this. I mean, okay, you can lane split, but I mean, I'm fine. I lane split like half an hour of the way up here, and I'm just exhausted, and I really don't give a shit how long it's gonna take me to get home right now. I'm just bleh. But yeah, so back to the story. So I got not the Ducati because it's seat warmer, and it's not good for everyday use. Then I was looking at all the Yamahas and all that stuff, and so I really like the R6 of the Yamahas, and I was like, oh, that looks sick, everything. And so I'm like, hey, okay, so what can you give me on this? And the guy goes like, okay, so the bike itself is like, don't remember, it was like 13,000 or something like that. Might be a bit less. I don't exactly remember how much it was. And then like, I'm like, okay, that sounds decent, I guess. It's cool. So can you like put the whole price list together for me so I know how much it's gonna cost in total and everything? Because with motorcycles, you pay like shipping, handling, and all that crap, and then tax and whatnot. So I mean, of course, tax gets added to it. That's a badass Harley. And I was like, okay, can you put it together? So the guy sits down with me. Really, you know, when you go to like this car dealerships, they always have like these nice sofas and stuff and whatnot. When you sit down and you're filling out the papers, you're like giving water and coffee and everything. Here, the guy came up, take out a white piece of paper, and wrote all the numbers down, and didn't get offered coffee or shit and anything like that. So I was like, okay, whatever, big fucking deal. I'm just here to get the bike. And I'm like, you know, talking to the guy while he's at it, and he's putting all the numbers together, and then we're on this little bar stool kind of thing, and I was like, alright, it's kind of cool, but whatever. You're here to buy a bike, not a Lamborghini. Thank you. And then, so, yeah, basically, and I'm like, alright, cool, whatever. He puts numbers together, and it was like $17,000 for an R6. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what in the world is, like, added up from, like, the $12,000 or $11,000, 12, I don't even remember how much it was, 11 to 13, I don't know. I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna put it in the video, so I don't look like a dumbass. So yeah, basically, he puts it together, and I'm like, okay, it's like 16, 17,000, like almost 17,000. I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, well, and then I'm like, all right, can you break it down for me, write everything down? And he's like, all right, so the base price of the bike is like whatever it is, plus the 10% tax. So the thing is about California is it's 8% tax, and usually car dealers put on 10% tax, and that includes like shipping and handling and the coffee you're given and everything. So yeah, that's that. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's ridiculous. For a little Japanese bike, 17 grand, I'm good, man. That's... So yeah, he ran me down with all the numbers. He's like, yeah, shipping, handling, tax. And the thing is, like, shipping and handling is usually included in the 10% tax, because it's California, it's, what the fuck are you doing? So basically California is 8%. And usually they do 10% for shipping and the handling part of the stuff, which is pretty stupid. I mean, you kind of have to pay for that yourself as well. I mean, it's one thing buying an expensive ass motorcycle or a car or whatever, and then you have to pay tax, plus they make you pay the shipping and handling. Like, you guys are there for that. Like, why the fuck do I need to pay that? Like, whatever. So I'm like, you know, going through it, and I'm like, this is a bit expensive for something that's 600cc and it's a sport bike. Okay, cool, but 600cc, 17 grand, I think I could get a better deal for something else. So yeah, so I'm like, alright, screw that, I'm gonna go check out some other dealers. And so I was like, alright, Ducati was one of them. It looks cool. Everything about it's awesome. And yeah, but then I was like, seat warmer, do I want the seat warmer? Nah, I'm good. Okay, yeah, I'm leaving. So I go to like another like dealership for like an R6 again, checking it out, and they give me like a $2,000 discount or something on it, and I was like, okay, that's something, I guess. Went to Kawasaki dealership. They tried to give me this big ass bill again. I said, fuck that, I'm done. I was like, my dad's like, hey, why don't you ride my BMW GS? And then, I mean, I personally don't like the GS so much. It's a huge monster, and it's not really for me, to be honest. And so then I come out and I'm like, alright, let's go check out the BMWs. I send in like an email like, hey, is it cool if I come in and check out some of the bikes? What would you recommend? So I'm looking at them and I'm like, holy shit, the S1000RR looks so cool. And so I was like, that's awesome. That's like exactly what I want, whatnot. And then it's like $22,000, and I was like, I don't really want to put that much out right now. And I don't know, I didn't really like it that much. Like, I kept sitting on that, and then the lady was like, how about the single R? And I was like, I don't know. Like, when I saw it online, it looked so badass. People were stunting on it and whatnot, and I was like, okay, I don't really want to stunt and stuff. I mean, okay, I still want to learn how to do a wheelie, but I'm good as of now. So that's that. And then I kept on sitting this one and the RR, and I was like, oh, the RR looks so badass. It's got all these cool colors on, like, available, and it's just I don't know, it just looked so cool and everything. I mean, it wasn't as comfortable as this, but it was just cool. I mean, it would have been so much easier to lane split on that than this one right here. But yeah, and then I was like, okay, let's see what kind of deal can she give me on the single R. And she's like, alright, let's see, put all the stuff together, options, whatnot. I think it was $15,000, everything all together with tax and everything. I was like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, everything. I was like, that's awesome. So I was like, what colors do you have? And she's like, any color you'd like, any configuration you'd like. I have it in a crate, because that's the only BMW dealership in Southern California that I know of, actually. I don't know, it might be one in LA. I don't think so, but a lot of people around Southern California just go up, rather have the drive and get a BMW than get a Kawasaki or Yamaha. Not like I'm hating on them, I still like the Yamahas. It's just for all that extra crap on it, like $17,000 for an R6, I'm good. So yeah, whatever. So I end up going and seeing the bike again, and then I was like, alright, I'll take this, I'll take it in white, because my car is white, so it matches together, looks cool, why not?